Titans fans, it has taken about 12 weeks through the NFL season, but we could get the news that all Titans fans have finally been waiting for. And what is that news? Well, we'll get into that in just a second. But a player that everybody has been wishing to play could see this matchup, the Seahawks against the Tennessee Titans. And look, I'll be honest here with you guys. It's minus 13.5 for a reason. Nobody thinks that the Titans are going to win this one. Seattle Seahawks coming off a big loss to the Los Angeles Rams. So maybe the Titans can pull off the upset. I don't know. But I mean, anything can happen on an NFL Sunday. Any given Sunday is what they like to call it. So if you want the Titans to upset the Seahawks, go ahead. Hit that thumbs up icon. Don't jinx it. And like this video. All right. So Adam Schefter tweeted out November 4th that Calvin Ridley broke his fibula and is out for the season. That is the one bit of bad news. And that wasn't the only wide receiver injury that the Titans suffered on Sunday. There were plenty of ones, like here. Jeffery DK was checked for a concussion, did not have a concussion, but has a chest contusion. And also another injury is LIKE is dealing with a nagging hamstring injury. So when you look at the Titans wide receiver depth chart, it's Van Jefferson, two hurt guys in Manor and DK, Bryce Oliver, Mason Kinsey, and James Prochet. This wide receiver depth chart, this core is completely depleted. If you don't have LIKE Calvin Ridley, and, well, you're not ever going to have Calvin Ridley, and Jeffery DK for Sunday's game, you're not going to have any wide receivers. So that leaves an open spot up for the Tennessee Titans. And there are two practice squad wide receivers that could be elevated to the active roster. This guy right here, Xavier Restrepo, and a guy they signed on October 28th, Hal Presley. I guarantee you a lot of Titans fans that are watching this video right now have no idea who Hal Presley even is. Because if you ask me, I really couldn't tell you much about him. But I can tell you a lot about number 87, and this could be the time, the moment that everybody has been waiting for, that Xavier Restrepo could finally make his NFL debut. Saw a little bit of time in the preseason. Then unfortunately got cut before roster cutdown day. And we know all about it. You see the college right there. Miami, 5'9", 202 pounds. He has just been a workhorse on the practice squad and really, really trying to just prove himself to be in the NFL. It also helps when you were Cam Ward's top target in college back in 2024. But if we want to talk about the other wide receivers getting shots, Mason Kinsey was given a shot. He's on the active roster. And right now, he hasn't done anything. 3 targets, 1 reception, 14 yards per catch, 0 touchdowns. And everybody wants to talk about what happened in the Texans game where he was wide open for a touchdown. And instead of turning towards the sidelines and going for a back shoulder throw from Cam Ward that would have been in the bread box, he turns the complete opposite way this way and misses it. And everybody started complaining and complaining and complaining. And let's just be honest here. That's not good enough to not bring someone up. That is not good enough. Mason Kinsey, are you really better than Xavier Restrepo? Are you really better than James Prochet? Well, the Titans, they've given James Prochet another shot. They signed him to the active roster at about 3 o'clock today, placed Calvin Ridley on IR. They also signed a bunch of practice squad wide receivers. Lance McCutcheon, Christian Wilkerson to the team's practice squad. And, of course, that leaves us the question, well, can Xavier Restrepo still get promoted to the active roster? And I will say this, why not? I mean, if you are missing 3 of your top guys, that only leaves you with 4 going into Sunday's game. Most teams, if you look at it, like to keep 5 wide receivers. So you still have that one call-up, that one practice squad elevation to the 53 for Xavier Restrepo. And we saw his last 2 years at Miami, the things that he could do when he's on the field. 69 catches for 1,100 yards with, guess who? Cam Ward, 11 touchdowns and only 2 drops. The year before, 85 receptions, over 1,000 yards. 6 touchdowns. He's gotten better and better and better each year. And I think with being on the practice squad, he's learned the Titans offense. He's learned how to be kind of an NFL wide receiver. Not only that, this picture right here says it all. He played with your franchise quarterback for a year and was his top target. Just make it happen with the Titans, because right now, if you saw that, that's miscommunication with Mason Kinsey and Cam Ward. I don't think there'd be miscommunication between these two guys. But he's making some impressions on the coaching staff. Nick Holz, the Titans offensive coordinator, said this about him. He's done great, done a good job on the practice squad. Those guys work, all three of those guys, but he makes plays. I'm excited for those guys, and they're all really into it mentally, but Restrepo especially. And when you hear that, that means that Xavier Restrepo is impressing the coaches more than most. And at this point, you're 1-9. You have nothing to lose at this point. If you activate him, you play him a little bit, and he goes off, well, guess what? You just got yourself a gem, and you've been waiting this whole entire time not for. But if it doesn't work out, well, he stays in the practice squad, still learns to get better. But win or loss, it's not like you're going to the playoffs. You're playing for a first pick overall, so why not see what he has? You got nothing to lose. Just see if he can be productive. What do you guys think? I'm pretty sure every single Titans fan on the planet wants them to call up Xavier Restrepo. But you let me know down in the comments section. Should they call him up? Give me a Y for yes, or give me an N for no. On the back half of the show, we're going to talk about the comments that Jeffery Simmons made after Sunday's game. And spoiler alert, they're not good. He is not happy. He is ticked off. But before I go and do that, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you can cash in. Did you know that Prize Picks amended the flex play, which means you could still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect? You can double your money even if your picks don't hit. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash this football season. And I made a lineup for Seattle against Tennessee. Is it not in there, Producer Jack? Well, I made a lineup that involved Jackson Smith and Jigma, the Moore, Cam Ward, and I think I'm going to take the less on a looking manner. But you can make a lineup. It doesn't have to be football. It can be basketball. It can be hockey, esports. But you got to download the app and use code CLNS to get $50 on lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 on lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, let's talk about it. Your best player on defense, depoy candidate. He played in his first game back in a long time since suffering that hamstring injury against the Patriots. He came back this week, and they suffered the loss. He did have a sack, but Jeffery Simmons is not happy on this losing streak. And on Sunday, it was their 5th straight loss. And honestly, you miraculously won that game against the Arizona Cardinals. If not, you would be 0-10. And Simmons was pissed off. He was not happy about how they played. He was not happy about any of the effort that the Titans gave. Offense, defense, special teams, everything. And he went off. Here's some of the comments that he said. He's straight up, we're not playing good team football right now. And it's showing. Mike McCoy said it at practice on Friday. We had freaking 4 false starts on Friday during practice. We were playing at home. We shouldn't have that many false starts. And if you guys noticed, the Titans were penalized a ton on Sunday, so it transitioned to the game. He says, I don't care. I'm tired of tabled feelings. I'm tired of losing. I had many self-inflicted things today all around me. Say what we want, but I mean 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. We got to be better. And he's not wrong. The Titans have played awful throughout the last 5-game losing streak. They played awful the first 6 games before you won that first game against the Arizona Cardinals. And you were down at one point, about to go down 28-6, but DeMarcado of the Arizona Cardinals dropped the ball right before going into the end zone. And you miraculously got lucky. And honestly, it feels like rock bottom for the Tennessee Titans. Last year, you had a couple more wins, and this year's team, it feels like it's even worse. You had some positive notes from last year's team, but this year, when you specifically look at the offense and you tried to bulk up this offensive line, you tried to sign a bunch of veteran wide receivers, get your franchise quarterback, but you're 32nd in 1, 2, 3, 4, in 4 out of 5 categories. And in passing yards, you're 30th. That's awful. You are bottom 5 in almost every single statistic. And if you want to talk about sacks, Cam Ward's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. You can't throw the ball. You can't run the ball. You can't do anything right. And that's a problem. And they're even worse at home. If you want to talk about what are the Titans better at? Well, they're better on the road. It's been over a whole year since the Titans have seen a victory in Nissan Stadium. It was that overtime win where the Titans beat the Patriots 20-17. And if we're going to be honest here, they completely got lucky after Drake May was running around like a wild man and found Ramondre Stevenson in the back of the end zone with time expiring. You got lucky when you went into overtime and won that. So it could be even more over a year. But you don't have any idea when you could possibly get a win. You still have to go up against Seattle. You still got to go up against Kansas City. It feels like rock bottom. And Jeffery Simmons, he kind of ended his little comments to the media by saying this: at the end of the day, we need to protect Cam Ward better. It's that simple. And yeah, you got to protect your franchise quarterback. The one thing you don't want to do through the rest of this season is have him get hurt. Because remember back in 2020 with the Cincinnati Bengals, where the Bengals weren't looking good with Joe Burrow, he ended up tearing his ACL. Yeah, they made it to the Super Bowl a little bit later, but you don't want that to happen. You do not want your starting franchise quarterback to get hurt. Got to protect him. You have to protect him. Before we get on out of here, I'll ask you guys. This is an open-ended question. You let me know down in the comments section. How do the Titans get better? I want to know. So you let me know down in the comments section. And also, hit that sub button. We're trying to get on our way to 12,000 subs. We need your help. So if you love the Titans, hit that sub button right now. And as always, tighten up.